biohacking, performance, mastery, mindset, holistic health. This is a show about getting better every single day. I'm on a mission, guys, to help over 1 million people get healthy and lose weight. Why? Because when you lose weight and get healthy, you have higher self-esteem. You have more self-confidence. And that person goes out and crushes their goals and starts living the highest version of themselves, and then they have way more impact on the world. Let's go. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Let's get it going today. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready to get into some things and talk about the 6 ways that you can beat sugar cravings. I just found out that my podcast that I did Wednesday talking about weight loss and why long-term success doesn't really work. Apparently, the audio is completely ruined. It didn't work at all. So hopefully the audio is working today. I don't know what happened there, so I'm going to have to re-record that. I apologize. But today, let's get into the 6 ways that you can beat sugar cravings. Before I do that, I just want to announce, if you guys are interested in getting my blueprint to weight loss and you want to know how to structure your meals and the best ways to do that and meal timing and just the macros kind of like overview of like how I see things and something that I give to my private wellness clients all the time, feel free, reach out to me, email me, shoot me an email, info@joellevincoaching.com, or reach out to me, comment below. You can hit me up on Instagram at joellevincoaching or whatever other channels out there, and I'm happy to send that to you guys for free. All right, let's talk about the 6 ways that you can actually help beat your sugar cravings. Now, the first one is cinnamon, okay? Cinnamon, now what it does is, by the way, a lot of these hacks or tips I got from my good friend Ben Azadi in his book Keto Flex. So if you want to know more about keto and you want to learn about some of these herbs and you want to go into a deeper dive than what I'm talking about, go get Ben's book Keto Flex. And you can learn all about how to implement the keto lifestyle, lose weight, and be a healthy person. He's a great resource. So here are the 6 herbs. The first one is cinnamon, like I mentioned. Now, what does it do? It actually activates our cell receptor sites, and it wakes up your cells and allows glucose to get into the cell, okay? It's high in antioxidants, high in polyphenols. One of the things we talked about many episodes ago about unlocking the keto code, which is some of Dr. Gundry's new research, and he talks about how, hey, we don't need to be on this 80% ridiculous high-fat diet to get into ketosis. You can actually generate ketones by things such as polyphenols, and these yummy polyphenols are found. These are the rich antioxidants. They're found in a lot of these plants, right? And these herbs like cinnamon, right? High antioxidants, high polyphenols. It's number 7 in the ORAC score for antioxidants, okay? So what they found is that cinnamon actually helps lower blood glucose levels in people with diabetes. Now, they haven't done a ton of studies on folks with pre-diabetes or even healthy people to see if it has the same effect, but it has been shown in people at least with diabetes or any kind of glucose issues and regulating glucose and those controlling those spikes, they have been seeing anti-diabetic qualities. So that's really good. Again, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. So good stuff. Now, what it seems to be doing is it's either mimicking insulin or increasing its effectiveness. And so researchers have isolated a couple compounds and they've noticed there's some complementary effects. Now, one of these compounds is known as hydroxychalcone polymer, also known as MHCP. MHCP mimics insulin, and so it gives an assist in blunting the blood sugar spikes by stimulating glucose oxidation. So essentially what's happening is that glucose it's allowing glucose to be absorbed into the cells, right, from the blood, and then it can just be converted and used as energy. So we see a higher glucose uptake. MHCP also increased glycogen production. One study found that MCHP actually works synergistically with insulin, meaning that it had this combined and greater effect. Okay. The other thing is the phenolic acids, right? Those polyphenols that we're talking about. It actually may also increase the insulin receptor signaling. So that's really good. The other thing about cinnamon that's really nice is it helps slow digestion. So it helps reduce blood glucose levels. They did a study with 14 people and it found that 6 grams of cinnamon mixed in with this 300 grams of rice pudding delayed gastric emptying. So it delayed the movement of food out of the stomach and until it actually hit the small intestine. And that's where the glucose was absorbed. So it reduced this post-meal sugar level from 30 minutes to actually 2 hours after eating. So these are some pretty big effects, actually. These are some pretty big ones. Cinnamon bark extract also been shown to lower post-meal blood glucose by inhibiting certain intestinal pancreatic enzymes, slowing the rate of carbohydrate digestion. They didn't see the same thing with a lot of high-fat foods, but with carbohydrates, they did. A study of 60 people with type 2 diabetes found that cinnamon also reduced triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, total cholesterol, and risk factors associated with metabolic syndrome and cardiovascular disease. So really good stuff. My personal favorite, and from what I've heard from the research, is that the most common type of cinnamon we can get is cassia. And what I've heard of that's not the best, and that the polyphenols in it aren't really that great. So Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon cinnamon, is the brand that you want to get. That's the type of cinnamon you want to get that is richer in antioxidants, richer in polyphenols, and it's going to be the best for blunting those blood glucose responses. And you can get my favorite brand is Anthony's. You can go on Amazon and get it. They sell out all the time. They run low, which is really annoying. So I always stock up and buy like 4 bags. There's another brand on Amazon that's pretty good called Frontier Organic. Both are good. I've tried both. I always go for an organic blend. For some reason, Anthony's, I just really like that one better. So check that one out. The second one is fenugreek. Okay, fenugreek. And fenugreek it's an herb, and it's got some trace elements of iron, manganese, copper, antioxidants. And what they found in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders is they did a study and they showed that the control group that wasn't being given fenugreek had a 4.2 times higher chance of developing type 2 diabetes. Okay, so fenugreek they found can actually hamper digestion, lower blood glucose. And so it's kind of working some of those same principles that we saw with cinnamon. It helps control the blood glucose levels, especially in diabetic people, and it slows down that sugar absorption rate. Okay, so fenugreek, that's number 2. The third one, clove. Clove actually helps with sugar cravings. Okay, in a study with 30 type 2 diabetics, they were given capsules containing 1 to 3 grams of clove and each day. And what they found is that it lowered serum glucose levels, and it helped with not only better glucose control, but as well as cholesterol in type 2 diabetics. In 2019, they had a study actually demonstrated that the polyphenol-rich clove significantly lowered after meal blood sugar by after meal blood sugar by 21.5% in healthy people and 27.2% in healthy diabetic. I'm sorry, not healthy diabetics. You can't be healthy and be diabetic in pre-diabetics. Okay. So one of the ways I love to get clove, you can, as you guys have heard me before talk about doTERRA essential oils. You can get it. You can get it there. You could diffuse it. You could actually do it internally. And doTERRA is on the way. September. In September, they're going to be coming out with a new metabolic kit, which I'm really excited about. I think there's going to be a lot of good things in there. But clove is definitely one of those oils that you can use. Polyphenol rich. You could put it in water and drink it. You could diffuse it. Like I said, you could just throw it in your hand and inhale. That's all going to help. That's some good ways to get clove, or simply buy the spice and put it in things. Number 4, ginseng. Okay, American ginseng, they showed lowered blood sugar levels in people with type 2 diabetes. The blood sugar lowering effect was seen both in fasting blood sugar and on postprandial glucose levels. So postprandial meaning after you ate, glucose levels. So you can drink some ginseng tea while you're eating dinner, before or after. Might be a good resource. The 5th one, L-Glutamine. Okay, here's the thing. Sugar is like cocaine. Actually, it's worse, they say. It's actually worse than cocaine. It's that addictive when it hits your brain, and the dopamine effects and the things that's going on in your brain. It's very addicting. We know that. So glutamine can actually help nullify that signal to the brain, right? There's neurotransmitters in your brain, and one of them is glutamate. And it's an excitatory neurotransmitter. It's one of the most excitatory neurotransmitters you can have. So if you look at people who are just like all over the place, they probably need a more calming neurotransmitters in their life, like GABA. Well, glutamine can help produce more GABA. It can help smooth out that and bring down the glutamate level. So that's going to be really good. You can look at taking the recommended dosage is typically like 500 milligrams 3 times a day. Okay. Glutamine is also really good for restoring and repairing the intestinal lining of the gut. So anybody that has leaky gut, you don't want to just necessarily take glutamine right away. I mean, listen, hey, you can do whatever you want, but from what I've seen is you want to first, attack whatever is going on that's causing the leaky gut. Get to the root cause, right? Is it candida yeast overgrowth? Is it H. pylori? Is it parasites? What is going on? What is the toxin or toxicant that is creating this deficiency in your body that's causing and wreaking havoc on the gut? Once you can control that, then let's rebuild that gut healthy wall and use things like marshmallow root, L-Glutamine, aloe vera. All those things are going to be really good for bringing that gut back and restoring restoring that healthy lining. Glutamine is really good at restoring those tight junctions. Okay. And the last one, guys, is sleep. Okay. Blood sugar suffers when you suffer from bad sleep. I had a glucose monitor on recently and I was measuring my levels and I was in a higher levels, like even at night, I was like at 100 and I was like, that's kind of high. And I noticed that was when I was staying up later. And then when I woke up the next morning, I was also waking up with a higher blood sugar level. When I went to bed early and on time, like I normally do, and I was reducing my blue light at night. And I woke up the following morning, I was back at 85, which is where that's where you want to be. That's a really solid level. And it just showed to me, like, very clinically, like, hey, look, this is some of the things just from sleep. Nothing else changed in my diet, the amount of coffee I drank, nothing. It was really just sleep. And so they've even shown that just one night of sleep can affect your hunger and appetite hormones, right? We've talked about leptin and ghrelin in the past, and this is going to lead to you making poor lifestyle decisions, including overeating and increased hunger. Your hormones, leptin and ghrelin, are the satiety and hunger hormones, and if they get messed up very quickly from poor sleep. And so that is going to control your motivation centers and the way you respond to food or the sight or thought of food. So make sure you're getting good sleep. The recommended dosage for adults is 7 hours. That's really what it is. You got to be hitting 7 hours. If you ever read any books by like Matthew Walker, or you follow Andrew Huberman, who I know is very popular, I don't really follow his podcast too much, but these guys are all the sleep experts are pretty much saying the same thing. You got to get 7 hours if you're an adult. So just to kind of recap, I hope this was helpful, by the way. 6 ways that you can start beating sugar cravings. Number 1 was cinnamon. Number 2 was fenugreek. 3, clove. 4, ginseng. 5, L-glutamine. And 6 was sleep. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, have an amazing weekend, guys. Enjoy yourselves and don't overeat. Watch out for those sugar bugs. They'll get you, and take some extra L-glutamine. All right, I'm out. Have an amazing weekend.